Hi, it's Terry.coatney, Coldwell Banker Realtor, located in Vienna, West Virginia, and in Marietta, Ohio. Today in the real estate market, we see that there's just very little inventory. Right now in Wood and Washington County together, there's 215 homes, and 131 of those homes are in Wood County with another 84 over in Washington County. So today let's give you 7 good things to think about if you're thinking about building a home, because inventory is so low. People who have been looking for a while, many of them have decided, well, I'm just going to have to build, and they're starting that process. So if you're starting the process of going to build a home, I'm going to give you 7 things to think about that will help you through the process and make it more enjoyable and a little bit easier. So first of all, building a home is a great experience most of the time. To walk into that new home to your specs and just fresh and clean and updated, that's great. The cons on that is that during that process of building, there's a lot of tough decisions. Sometimes there's conflicts over those decisions that cause stress and anger and disputes. So building a home has pros and cons. Now let's go over 7 things that you should think about when building a home. For example, if you walk into a builder's model home and you do not have a buyer's agent, that person you're talking to, he only represents the seller, not you. So having a buying agent, a realtor with you in your corner can really be helpful. And that person, that realtor, shouldn't be one that doesn't understand building. He should be a building expert who can walk you through the process and be in your corner the entire time. The second thing to think about is when you walk into that builder's model, you really need to think, is this a standard? Or is this an upgrade? Because it'll affect the pricing, and it'll be disappointing later if you were thinking you were getting granite countertops and then they're something less than that. The next thing you want to think about is get your financing up front, and because that's so important to have a locked rate and understand your budget and so forth. For example, in 2020, at the beginning of that year, the standard 30-year rate was about right around 4%. At the end of that year, it was down in the 2s. So you would like to get a finance that is locked, yet has the opportunity to drop down to whatever the current rate is at that day. The next thing to think about is to really know your budget. What can you really afford to spend, and what will make it really comfortable in the future making those payments? And as you know, in a 30-year fixed mortgage, you make one extra payment, and it brings it down to about 7 years. So you want to be comfortable to be able to make that payment, reduce your principal, and live comfortably at the same time. So the next thing to think about is, what is the resale value of this house? You're going to have an investment. It's one of your largest investments that you'll ever make. You want to make sure that at the end of the day, somewhere in the future, when you decide to sell that home, that it's a good investment and you're going to have equity and it's going to work. A realtor can help you look at the market and understand what homes are selling for similar to that, and as a new home, it would be at the top of that. And then another thing to think about is, and a lot of people don't do this, you build a new home, you trust your builder, but you still need to get a home inspector to take a look at it to make sure that that builder has done everything that is right, and that if there's anything that needs to be corrected, we get it corrected up front. And then finally, understand your warranty. What kind of warranty is this builder going to offer to you, so that if something does go awry, he'll be able to address it, and you'll be comfortable with addressing that. So thinking about building, or if you're still thinking about buying, just give me a call and we'll talk about some of these things, details of both buying a home off the market currently and building one. Hope you have a great weekend, and if you like these videos, hit that like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Have a great weekend.